How would I describe tinnitus in one word? Catastrophic.
It's hell.
It's there, always, the whole time, ceaseless.
The most dreadful feeling in all the world.
Tinnitus is the sensation of hearing noise or ringing in the ear when nothing around you is making the sound. It affects 1 in 8 people in the UK, or around 15,000 people here on the Isle of Wight.
Very often, it does absolutely reduce you to tears.
I found it very, very difficult to cope, and I hit rock bottom.
I felt absolutely devastated, and I thought I couldn't live with this.
Musician and composer Rupert Brown developed tinnitus at just 22, while on tour as a drummer.
On the third week, something went colossally wrong. I ended up coming off stage and I really had no idea what was happening to me. I was deaf in my ear with tinnitus. I remember thinking that my life was completely over, not just as a musician, but just as Rupert, as a person. It's amazing talking about it now. It's very emotional.
Currently, there is no cure for tinnitus, and treatment on the NHS is limited.
They pretty much do leave you to your own devices.
How can there not be treatment for this kind of affliction? How can there not be any help available?
You do realise this is something you have to live with.
In the early days, I had 8 different types of tinnitus sounds.
Rupert found a way to beat his tinnitus.
I've managed to get it down to just one sound with the use of sound therapy that I've been making over the years.
Now his soundscapes are helping others.
The island is my orchestra, so within a 5-mile radius I have everything that I need. I have nature, industrial nature, so I take it to my studio. I try and get the sounds to work with what I perceive to be other people's types of tinnitus. I mix them in with non-classical music, bottle it up, and then give it back to people.
His idea for using sound to make tinnitus more bearable is gaining favour.
My name is David Stockdale and I'm Chief Executive of the British Tinnitus Association. People will seek traditional means for help, so speaking to their GP, but also people look at other ways to manage tinnitus, right through to using different sounds and soundscapes like Rupert's developing, and then hopefully cascade that out to help others as well.
Carpenter Tony O'Doherty has lived with tinnitus for over 30 years.
Working on building sites from an early age, we didn't have things like ear defenders back then. I think it's got worse over the years, certainly. Right at this particular moment, it is a high-pitched squeal, and it's very loud. From what I gather, there isn't much the medical profession can do about tinnitus. I've been to see doctors, as you would do. I've been for hearing tests. I've tried sleeping with the radio on, the TV on, and none of them really help. There is nothing you can do about it. Someone told me there's a guy called Rupert who's offering sound sonics, I think they're called, to help with tinnitus. I'm really hoping he can offer something. A cure would be great, but hey, we'll take the next best thing.
If someone told me that there was a cure, it would be like winning the lottery.
It would be wonderful. It would be the best thing ever.
It would be fantastic. It really would.
You must be Rupert. Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice one.
Let's take a seat.
Yeah, well, thank you. Nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, so...
How have you been?
Well, the sound I've got at the moment, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably say it was 10. What have you got?
Probably 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I think I might be able to, even at this stage, find your sound. Now, I'm just going to go through some frequencies here.
There, you're getting closer now.
Was it higher than that?
Higher than that, yeah. Yeah, about there.
Wow, okay. If I could find some music that kind of works for these frequencies that you are experiencing, and I'm going to give you your sound, but I'm going to bury it with lots of beautiful natural sounds, and then after a few weeks or a few months, what would happen is that your brain starts to bring those sounds down.
Seriously, I can't wait to try it. He said his was loud like mine, and now it's much lower. Can't wait. Nice one.
My music takes you on a journey. I'm making sure that it has peaks, it has troughs. I'm creating a mind environment.
Rupert is taking the sounds he has collected for Tony to a professional recording studio and will mix them with additional music.
I really hope it will help his tinnitus. Hey, Anthony. Lovely to see you. I've come up with some music for you, Anthony. I'd like to just start by playing it to you and just see what you think.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the way you got the sound of the tinnitus in it. It's quite clever how you got it in, actually, with all the other music. You know, how would you use it? How do you use it? So you'd have it on at least 8 hours a day. Start to bathe yourself in those sounds, and over a period of time, we keep bringing it down. Yeah.
While Tony is hoping Rupert's soundscapes will eventually reduce his tinnitus noises, there are no guarantees.
My name is Dr. Catherine Fackrell. My area of specialist expertise is tinnitus and hyperacusis research. So the biggest problem with tinnitus is the subjectivity of everybody feeling something slightly different. So that means that we have problems measuring it, problems treating it, and it means that we won't get this one-size-fits-all cure for tinnitus. It means that managing tinnitus is really complicated.
To some people, they might think this is a horrendous sound. But can you imagine that sound is better than the tinnitus I'm listening to every single moment of the day, every day? Yeah, that's better. The ultimate goal would be to be able to sit in absolute silence. All of us tinnitus sufferers want the zero. Silence.
It's been 8 weeks since Tony started listening to the soundscapes, and Rupert wants to hear if it's had any impact on his tinnitus.
When we started this journey together, I was sceptical about it, but there are times I listen to that soundscape that you made, and it kind of fools the mind. It really does make you think, am I listening to the tinnitus or the soundscape? It's taking that ringing, that high-pitched squeal out of your ears and putting it outside of your ears. It's very good. Unfortunately, it just doesn't last long enough. I probably don't listen to it anywhere near enough anyway because of my lifestyle. Yeah. You know, I go to work all day, so I get up in the morning, I don't have time to mess around, I'm out the door. I'm out of the house 8-10 hours a day. The couple of hours I get are brilliant because for the moments it does it, yeah, it's great, it works.
I'm blown away by that, Tony, truly.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's amazing feedback. So I've got now 8 albums for you. So over the year, I would love to see you, and then I can administer them to you, and we can go through it together.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I really look forward to making it.
Good on you. Speak to you soon, yeah?
Rupert and Anthony are just 2 of millions of people who suffer from tinnitus every day. Progress is being made towards more accurate ways to measure tinnitus, but until the true causes are discovered, a cure remains unlikely, and Anthony will keep searching until that day arrives.